everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Nicole and I am a part-time reseller on Poshmark, and today I'm back with more examples from my closet of things that I did wrong when I first started. I did another one of these videos a few weeks ago where I just went through my first couple sales on Poshmark and just kind of pointed out some flaws in my listings, whether that be, horrible photos or one photo or bad titles or things like that. And so I wanted to do another one of those videos because I feel like I have so many examples of things that I did wrong when I first started selling, which was many years ago at this point, and maybe you can learn something from this video as well. So I'm going to go through my own closet and hopefully you can take something from this video. And if you're just starting out, maybe you can make these changes in your closet, or even if you've been around for a while and you're more of an experienced seller, there's always something that you can change with your listings to really improve them. Okay, so this first one is starting off with a bang. This is one of those ones where I cringe at now when you see oh, it's just a woman's black wedge and it just says never been worn. Doesn't describe the item in any way. It doesn't show the heel height. It doesn't talk about what size they are. It doesn't talk about if there's any scuffs or anything, what the material on the outside is. It doesn't show if they're closed toe or open toe, anything like that. So I can't even believe that I listed this because I would have so many questions. So I don't know how somebody else didn't have a lot of questions. So just make sure that if you're going to list something like this, you're a little bit more specific. You really talk about, hey, is it fake leather? Is it leather? Is it suede? Whatever. Talk about the heel height, put a picture of the measuring tape with the heel to really show how tall they are, because I think that's a question that a lot of people have. And also describe if they're heavy, describe if they're comfortable. There's so many things that you can describe and not just say they've never been worn. That doesn't really help the person that much. I don't think it's a bad thing to mention they're new without tag, but I think that shouldn't be the only thing that you mention. Okay, again, this next one, I just kind of talk about that it's brand new with tag, and I really emphasize that by capturing that in bold letters in the description. But I don't really talk about the fact that it's a very flowy, oversized shirt. I don't talk about the fact that it's a light blue color. I don't talk about the fact that it's a little on the sheer side and that it's a great layering basic piece. I did talk about that it's a lace-up tee, but I also didn't describe, is it a V-neck or is it short sleeves? There's so many things that are missing, and I just think that there's so many more things that could have been added to this listing to really help it sell eventually, and maybe it would have actually sold a little higher if I did those things. So just add in those details and don't just focus on the fact that it's brand new with tag. There's already an option to show that, so you don't really need to put that in big bold letters because I think it's already obvious. Okay, this next one, title is in all bold letters. I don't really know. I guess I was caps lock hungry that day, and I was just typing in a very screamy mood, but so everything is capitalized, and I don't really think that is that's not helping your SEO, because again, that's not how you see things on websites. So that is one thing I would change. And then the next thing I would change is just the description, because it's just saying that it's soft and comfy. It doesn't talk about, is it an oversized fit? Is it, what colors are it? What size is it? Is it a true flannel material, or is it just simply a plaid shirt? There's a lot of crucial things. Does it button up? Can you wear it open or closed? Does it have a collar? Are all the buttons there? Things like that are way more helpful than just saying it's soft and comfy. So, I mean, I do think that adding in material and things like that are helpful, but I don't think that should be the only thing that you put in the description. This next one makes me laugh because all I say in the title is necklace. So if I came across this, I'd probably be I'm not purchasing, because I have no idea what that even means. And the description is just green beaded necklace or something like that. So I would talk about the fact that it's a multi-strand necklace. I would talk about the fact that it's shorter in length, and I would talk about that it's adjustable. I would also talk about the fact that it's more of a teal color than a green blue. So again, it's a mini little bead detail, but in the title it just says green and blue bead necklace. It's not specific at all. And I think, again, the title could use a lot of work, but I also think the description could use a lot of work too. Not to mention, in the photos, I didn't really take this in front of a nice background or anything. I have a necklace stand now that I use for necklaces that I think would just do so much better than using your hand or the carpet or something like that. So definitely a necklace stand doesn't cost a lot of money, and it would definitely make a big difference on your listings. Now this one, if you've been around for a lot of my reasons why your listings aren't selling, you'll know that I don't like when people use adjectives such as beautiful or things like that. But in this listing, I did just that. I put the title as bracelet and I put the description as beautiful bracelet. I'm cringing so hard at this video because there are so many examples of things that I would never do now that are just so frowned upon. Putting beautiful bracelet is so subjective and it doesn't really tell you anything that's important about the item. Is the item stretchy? Is it a metal band? Like, I don't know. Can you adjust it? Is it one size? Like, I don't know. There's so many questions that I have that are not answered just because I wrote beautiful bracelet. I honestly don't know why somebody purchased this, and I'm kind of mad that they did because that didn't teach me the lesson to not do this. But yeah, just don't do this going forward in your listings because this does not look good. So this next dress is actually a very cute, like, summer dress. It's like floral. I would describe it a lot better than I did because all I said was beautiful dress, and man, that is going to be the death of me because all I do is like talk about how these things are beautiful. But I would talk about that it's a floral mini dress. I would talk about what the brand is because putting the brand in the title really does help the item sell faster. I would also talk about the fact that it's mini and has ruffle edges. I would talk about the fact that it has like a V-neck, and if it has like a button detail or anything. I would talk about that it's blue with colorful floral. And I would say if it's stretchy or not. There's so many better ways to describe this piece, and that would have helped it sell faster because you would have been a little bit more descriptive. So definitely add in those details and you would probably actually be able to sell this higher than I was able to. This next one is a big one and it's definitely important for SEO. Make sure you don't have typos in your titles or even your description. So in this one, I clearly have a typo in the word lace. And that is really hurting the SEO of this item because it's not going to come up in search if it's spelled incorrectly. So make sure that you spell things correctly, do a double check and maybe a triple check, can't hurt, and that way you don't have anything that's misspelled or incorrect like that. Also, I found that sometimes, like, if I have autocorrect on, it will autocorrect something to the wrong word or, like, the wrong meaning of the word or things like that. So just make sure you double check and make sure that you don't have any typos yourself. And make sure if your phone is autocorrecting, make sure it's autocorrecting to the right word. Because again, sometimes it's autocorrected to like the wrong word and then I'm like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. This next one is a big one and it's a big no-no these days. It's just putting emojis in the title. So I kind of remember distinctly what I was trying to do here. I was trying to run a sale and I said anything with sunflowers is X price or, you know, on sale. And as much as that like probably was helpful back then, it definitely hurts your SEO now and it's not going to make your items very searchable. So I would just not do that at all, and I would just kind of, you know, maybe put the sale in the description or maybe at the end of the title. But if you put it at the beginning, it really hurts your SEO and it makes your items very not searchable. Also, not to mention that putting emojis in the title is very unprofessional and you would never see an actual website do that. And going along with the no emojis in the title, don't put buy one get one free in the title or things like that. Those are taking up valuable spaces in your titles and it's really preventing you from being able to see what the actual item is because you're going based on the picture, but I don't know what the title of the piece is. I don't know if it's a dress or a shirt or things like that. So putting the buy one get one free before the title really prevents the item from being discovered and it kind of just takes away the valuable space that you have. So there are better ways to say that the item is buy one get one free. Okay, so that is it for the photos I'm going to go through of my own closet for today. Hopefully you learned something from this video and hopefully you learned something from the last video I did. If you didn't already see that, I will link that one. That one is really helpful too because I talk about more examples of things that I did back in the beginning that just don't make sense now and that I always talk about in all of those reasons why your listings aren't selling videos. Pretty much every mistake that I made once is something that I talk about now and tell people not to do. So it's just something that like we all probably learn some way and somehow, but it's just so important to not make those mistakes because those are things that are really going to affect your sales. If you want to see that other video where I talk about other examples from my closet of things that I did wrong when I first started selling, you could click right here. And if you want to see a video on maybe some reasons why your listings aren't selling and what you can do to fix them, you could click right here. But until next time, I will see you then.